Hello, good evening, or I guess I should say good morning, everybody, because this video will be posting at 10 on some day. I'm not sure which day it'll be posting. This is the Cultivate What Matters prep work video number 4 in my series. So I finally found time to film. I'm praying that my baby, stays asleep. I'm filming this in the evening, and I've had a lot of time to kind of think about what I wanted my goals to look like. And so I think I'm finally ready to go ahead and write out my goals. So now it says yearly goals here, but I'm doing things a little bit different. So I think one year I did things a lot more specific, like it wasn't all yearly goals. And if you guys have ever read or studied the 12-week year, I'm going to use a little bit of that concept as well as a little bit of a yearly overview. So what you can do here is have yearly goals. So you could basically have like big goals. For example, pay off a credit card. If you wanted to pay off a credit card, you could write that down, and that would be like your one big goal for the year. And you might have a completion date of like December 2024. Another goal might be planning a family vacation, and that you need to save up for that vacation. So you'd say family vacation, and then on the pages where you can like write stuff out, you would say what you're going to do per season and what the goal is, except, etc. So what I'm going to do is a combination of smaller goals and large year goals. So I think I have a couple that are like a whole, like for the entire year, like you'll see which ones. And then I have a couple that are specific to a specific season. So I'm going to do like quarterly goals, like AKA 12-week goals. Okay. And now I guess like the first one, the first one that I had listed is not necessarily a 12-week goal. I have to kind of add a few different goals to these goals. So like you'll see when I go through, and I'll try to explain it. So let me quickly write this out, and then I will come back and talk about it and kind of explain what my reasoning was. Okay, guys, so I'm so excited about this already. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see what I did. I was going to go into my old sticker book. I think I had one not from last year, but from the year before. And I realized that the colors are different. So I decided to choose, I chose like the new book to work with. So what I did is I have a combination of like projects and smaller habits, and I guess kind of like big dreams. Well, they're not really big dreams. I think this one might be, because that's a lot of books in one year, but I'm going to try to do it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the colors. I usually like putting the colors in like order of the rainbow, I guess, so to speak. But I started with a green because I knew I wanted my financial goal to be green. So then I kind of went from there, and then this one went down to pink, and this one went to yellow. So I think it looks really good. So starting with orange, everything that's to do with my desk space refresh, which is also another big project, um, or my filing cabinet clean out. So filing cabinet clean out is going to literally be like a week, maybe less. It'll be like in one day I can probably do it all, but I'll give myself a week just in case. And the desk space refresh is probably going to take a little longer than that because it's going to involve maybe getting rid of some of my stickers, selling some of my dashboards or something like that. So, or maybe just trying to find a different way to store everything because I haven't really found a good way. I've got lots of shelves, but it looks very, very cluttered. So that's the first goal. And as you can tell, it's not a yearly goal. I'm going to have those things done like way sooner than the first quarter. Okay. So then the second one, there's technically two here. The first one is the basement, which is a big project, kind of like the desk space refresh, but the basement will involve not just me, it will involve my husband, probably my best friend Tressa, probably my mom. I'll probably have to get babysitters to watch the kids while I work on the basement. I don't know if it means having another garage sale. I know my best friend is crazy about garage sales, but I don't know if I want to do that again and put myself through that. So it might just be like, selling stuff on Facebook, buy and sell, or it might be, just giving, like donating everything. But I want to go through it again with a fine tooth comb and start to really think, okay, do I actually need this stuff? And then we have a bunch of boxes down there that we can get rid of. So just like a bunch of things that we can do to keep it more tidy. And then pick up dog poop weekly. So this is more of a maintenance thing. And I guess this would be like my home goal, right? So yellow would be home. So for example, I know I'm not done talking about these yet, but when I come to my first refresh, say I finished the basement, the dog poop might be a continuous thing, but if I have a different home goal, I would continue putting that one in yellow, but I would keep that space for a home goal, but I would put it in a different goal if I was finished. Okay, so the green goal is my financial goal. So I have set up my Budget Mom Planner. I'll show you what that looks like. So my Budget Mom workbooks are these ones here. I'm not using the large book this year. I did buy a brand new one just so I would have one for next year on hand, but I had these ones and they fit in my planner. So I want to take these with me on the go. This is the yearly spending and this is for the first month. So the month will change every month, obviously. And then they just stay in the box on my desk at home, but I can take that current month with me so I can track my spending more easily. So CP payment, I do talk about that in my January, or like I've got two videos basically. I've got a part 1, part 2. So I'm going to, because this video will post way sooner, I'm going to leave that for my financial video. Just know that it's going to be a continuous thing for a while. So this one won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. So biz goals. This one is in teal. Now I say see biz planner. So I actually do have my inserts for my business planner. I just don't have my business planner set up yet. So that might be something that I have to work on and write out my business goals. But one of my main goals, especially for January, and I think I'll give myself the entire month to work on it, but it might not take that long. Ordinarily, I like to have it done before January, especially if it's like, for the new year. But I think I'll just let myself relax into it and not put so much pressure on myself. So I'll leave that for the whole of January. But I'm going to do new intros for both channels, I think, because I've kept the same intro for 2 years now. And this is only my second type of intro. So I'm going to change things up. I like changing things every now and then on my channel just to keep things interesting. Okay, so the blue goal here, the dark purpley blue, is reading. So I want to set a goal for myself and read 100 books for 2024. So what my plan is, I'll figure out how many books I need to read in a month, and then I will probably break it down per week, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll just kind of list out the books that I will plan on reading. So that'll be exciting. And I do have Kindle Unlimited set up for that because I can't imagine buying 100 books. So I'm going to read it on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, and then health movement. I guess that was like my first task of this goal would have been purchase Kindle Unlimited. So I have a free trial for 2 months. I think I paid 99 cents. It was free for 1 month or 99 cents for 2 months. So I did the 2 months. So I'm going to start. I've actually got a couple books I want to read before the new year starts. So I will, we'll see if I get there. So this one, health. Health is going to be in blue, light blue. So I now have an Apple Watch. Thank you to my ex-father-in-law. Well, yeah, ex-father-in-law, but my son's grandpa. And that was my Christmas present, which was so cool, so nice of him. And I think I mentioned that in my previous video, but I am tracking my movement. And so without my Apple Watch, like my phone would track my movement, but I didn't always carry my phone with me when I, did stuff throughout the house. So now I'm realizing I am doing 10,000 steps a day in my house, which is crazy. Whether I walk to the garage and take my son to school, or whether I'm doing laundry or going up and down the stairs a bazillion times. So I do about 7 to 8 flights of stairs a day, it's telling me, and I do about 10,000 steps a day. So I want to continue doing that, or maybe increase it, because that means apparently that you're an active person. Like I'm always on my feet. Like I'm never, well, other than sitting down filming videos and like doing my work, which is surprising because if you have a desk job and not a physical manual movement job, you move less. But yeah, I hit 10,000 steps a day. And focus on hydration, because I suck at drinking my water. I'll do like a week goal of like, awesome, I'm good for a week, and then I stop. And then I'm good for 2 weeks, and then I stop. So I really want to focus on that. This pink, light pink goal is my spiritual focus. So I think what I need to do here, I say reading and spiritual work, but I think what I need to do is actually allocate time in my planner for that. So even if it's once a week, the same as I do with my oracle and tarot reading. So that technically is a spiritual part of my my goal. But I want to do more, right? I want to read a book, or I want to do a spell, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I could do, or some kind of like grounding work or something like that, right? So just figuring out what I can do and actually etching out time in my day, or at least once a week. So I might continue doing my tarot oracle readings on Monday, but maybe on Friday when I have more time, maybe I'll do something else. And maybe on Saturday I'll read my book. Okay. The last one is the dark pink, and that's personal development. So I have not gotten very far with human design at all. It's something I'm enjoying and I'm studying and I'm learning more about, but I haven't done a whole lot. So I want to focus on that. And then also when I watch new videos about planning, and this is like a big reason why I write in my commonplace book. So if you guys aren't familiar with a commonplace book, it's like basically a notebook where you keep ideas, thoughts, inspiration from from videos that you watch, from people that you talk to, maybe quotes from people that you've spoken with, or ideas from podcasts or quotes from podcasts, anything, basically any information that you pick up from anywhere, anything that strikes you, you want to write down in your book. And then you can use it as an inspiration, an idea creation type resource, right? So that is the goal. And I've done a lot of it in the past. I just haven't done any recently because, again, my schedule hasn't really allowed for that. So I need to figure out I need to actually plan this stuff. So I want to actually do it. And for example, if I finish human design, like you could never really finish because there's so many resources you could study. There's like podcasts on human design. There's a bazillion books on human design. There's like master classes, like actual courses you can take. And so I would like to dive more into that. And I think even for my business, I think I actually had like take a course was one of my ideas. It just kind of comes down to money. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I wouldn't mind taking some kind of like personal development course, maybe doing some like reading books. And that would actually count if I read any books, either from spiritual or from personal development. This is not just fiction. So it's like everything, right? So what I put here is spiritual personal development or fiction. Or I mean, even nonfiction. So I mean, there's stories that are actually true that are stories and not personal development or spiritual stuff. So any of those 4 categories is what I want to focus on for my 100 book goal. So I think that sums it up really, really nicely for the first quarter. And then, for example, if I finish my filing cabinet clean out the first week of January and I refresh my desk space. So I'm talking like taking everything off and dusting and cleaning and maybe rearranging, which is a huge job. And I could do it like, because it's like a project, I would use one of my project sheets in my planner and I would map out what that looks like and when I would do said items or tasks, right? So that's like a really, really super big job. Okay, now that we've talked your ear off about my goals, let's go to the first page. So this, like, if you're not familiar with like Cultivate What Matters, Powersheets method of goal planning, this talks about examples of how you would do it. So, right, so they're telling you how to make a goal, and then they're saying this is an example of a finish line goal, a habit goal, or like a big dream type thing, right? So that's just some explanation if you're not familiar with the process. So basically, you're dedicated an entire spread to one goal. So you fill out everything here and then you write down season by season. So what that looks like for January to March, what that looks like April to June, etc. So that's what we're going to do for the first goal. And we're going to go from there. So I think, yeah, I'll write it out and then we'll kind of come back and talk about it. And I guess I'll do that for each goal. I don't know how long I'll have here because we're already at 23 minutes. So I might get 2 goals done and then we will transfer that over to video number 5. The first one is pretty straightforward because all of this stuff is going to happen in the first season. The only other thing that will continue to happen is to tidy my desk. And that's going to be a weekly habit, kind of what I have now, I guess. So I'm just going to put tidy desk, tidy desk. And the thing that I like about this is that I can finish my desk, right? I can finish it here. And then if I want to write something new, what I might do is either draw a line and then write a new goal. And so I don't necessarily have to have it here, but I can put it here and it'll still be considered home and spaces. Technically, I mean, it's also wellness because the better I feel about my workspace, the more I'll get done, the more productive I'll be, and the happier I'll feel. So for now, I'm going to leave it as is, but what I wrote is filing cabinet clean out, desk space refresh, and general tidy. So why? So I can keep an organized space so I'm motivated to continue working on projects I love and to minimize distractions. How many times have you had a cluttered work environment and then you're like, I should organize my pens. And then you get distracted and you don't do the thing that you're supposed to do, but you do other stuff. So I want to do less of that. So I put in time, money, physical space, and help from others. I might need my husband help me like move the desk because it's really heavy. Physical space because there's a lot. It's a lot of stationery, and money in case I need to buy new storage for any of my stationery, and time because it will take a lot of time. Okay, so what does success look like? Just kind of less stress for myself, a cleaner environment, and what might get in the way? Kids. So basically, I'm going to say that for all of these goals, kids are always going to get in the way of anything I want to accomplish, and that's just something I have to live with. Okay, but also time restraints. So how will I have fun? Well, I get to play with stationery. That is so much fun for me. So projects, writing out all my notes for my projects, like, what order I want to do things or what I need to do first, and basically playing and organizing my stationery. So I figured that perhaps I wrote some ideas down here. Perhaps I could give away some of my stuff if I choose to get rid of it, or maybe I want to sell the items. But I'll dust, rearrange, and maybe watch videos to get ideas on storage solutions. Okay, so that is it for the first goal. We'll quickly move on to the second goal, and then I think that's all we'll have time for in today's video. And then we will do the other 6 goals in the next video. Obviously, the big one here is the basement. Technically, this was on my list for last year, and it's not that it didn't get done, it did, and it looked pretty darn good. But we have these large areas of our basement. We've got different sections. So one section, and it's an unfinished basement, so it's already hard to keep clean. And the some of the air ducts are actually going into the basement, so the basement is a lot warmer than the rest of the house because obviously there's a smaller window down there. There's only one window, smaller windows, and then some of the air ducts are open into the basement, and they're not being filtered, but um, they're not in the right spot. So my son's room gets no hot, like no heat. So like we have a serious like issue with our home and it's not affordable. We can't do it. That's something that we either have to get fixed or look into, or we're just going to sell the house in like 6 years and be done with it. Lots of issues with the basement. It's unfinished. And so, we've got a lot of spiders. It just collects dust like crazy. Like everything is dusty down there. What I want to do is minimize the clutter down there so that we have the ability to clean easier is what I want to do. So last year, my friend came over. We went through everything. I got rid of so much. We had a big garage sale. Then I took tons and tons of stuff to Goodwill. And I was left with limited boxes. I didn't have that much left. But now all of my baby stuff is going down to the basement because here I'm thinking maybe I can get money for it through Facebook buy and sell. And I've listed a few things, but I listed it way too high and I never got anything for it. So I'm going to continue to list it and just kind of keep coming down in price to see if that will help. I don't know really how much to list things for. So, I might get some advice on that, or maybe just sell them in a garage sale. Again, I don't know. But it really hurts my heart. Like when things don't sell at a garage sale and then you're like, this stuff isn't coming back in the house. So you have no choice but to just give it away for free. Like, especially my baby's bassinet. All 3 of my children were in that bassinet, and it just kills my heart to know that I'm giving it away. And I know that it's useless for me if I'm not using it. My youngest is in a crib now. It just, the memories, and it just makes me sad. But that's still not a good enough reason to hold on to it. So yeah, it is on Facebook buy and sell. I just have it listed at pretty high. So I have to bring that down, I guess, because I looked and I didn't realize how many were actually on sale. So, so that's one of my problems. So I've got the 2 goals here, the basement and the dog poop. And the motivation is so there's less stuff to move when we do move, and it's easier to maintain and to clean. And the yard too, right? So the yard is easier to clean, to keep clean. And in springtime, we're not stepping in a whole bunch of muck out in the yard. So resources, I need time, I need physical space because it's a big job. Expertise or advice, that means my friend Tressa coming in to help me. Emotional capacity to get rid of all my stuff, and help from other people. So Chad, my mom, Tressa, etc. Okay, again, it's home and spaces. clean basement, easier to keep clean, and then cleaner yard. And then I might need help with babysitting. So if somebody can't help watch my kids, I might not be able to do it. How will I have fun? Have my friend there with me. Okay. And it includes habits and finish line goals. And so here I just wrote out some ideas of what I could get done. So I realized I could technically clean, but I'm trying to get rid of the stuff first. So the first quarter, I'm just focusing on getting rid of the stuff I know that can go, like the breaking up of the boxes, Facebook buy and sell. I'll bring down my prices, see if I can sell more stuff, and focus on getting rid of the stuff first. And then in summer, I can start cleaning because hopefully by then I'll have less stuff. And I don't see this as something I can tackle in a month because, again, the time limitation. Um, I can't just do the basement all in one day. It would be it would be next to impossible. So I broke it up over the whole year just in case, because I think the basement would be like an ongoing thing where you always have to analyze. Okay, let's do the Christmas stuff. And actually, I would love to organize the Christmas stuff. So that's one thing I could put for here is organize Christmas stuff. And there's so much I could do there. Because I have everything in boxes and it's in Rubbermaid containers, but they're like I've got bags of candy canes that are really old, and I used to use them for tree decorating, but I don't anymore. We can't eat them because they're really old, so I'm just going to chuck those. And like some decorations I no longer use, just stuff like that. So I think that's a good start. And then we have a whole bunch of blankets that are vacuum sealed for camping. So maybe we can find a different storage solution to put those, because right now they're just like piled right beside the Christmas stuff, and it's like this one big heap of, I don't know what's in there, maybe spiders, I don't know. But anyway, so that's a good start. And that will come first because we'll do that as soon as Christmas is done. I can start even now, like, well, not now because my husband's not home, but I think it'll be a good time to go through that stuff. Okay. Let's see what time we're sitting at. We're at 42 minutes. So I think we're going to, we might actually end up having 6 videos. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this portion of this series. If you have any questions or comments, again, feel free to leave them down below. I love helping people out with their goals, and if I can give you any ideas or inspiration, that's kind of what I live for, and that's what I'm here to do. It's definitely one of my goals, besides, of course, for having a blast at doing what I do. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell button so you won't miss further videos that I post, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.